Hi. Hey, how are you? I'm not prepared.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm not prepared. Hi, welcome to the chaos. What else is new? Honestly, for those that are new, literally, welcome to the chaos. I'm AmyR from Prairie Paper and Ink. Face, card making space. We're live, unscripted, unfiltered. My unpaid intern, my husband.
Hello.
Because I've had people like, who's the unpaid intern? What the heck?
Who's that?
Just a random voice in the corner that I talk to. That's it. That's all that is. It's just this random voice that you occasionally can sort of hear that I talk to.
Not a ghost.
You know? No, not a ghost. I do have a poltergeist in here. I do. He likes to mess with my filing cabinet behind me. And,
Let's not forget all the goblins.
well, no, the gremlins. The tech gremlins. I got tech gremlins. I got poltergeists. And now a voice in the corner.
Yep.
Really. It just works. Amy's running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Yeah. Yeah. I have actually like my whole everything planned out. And then about 3 minutes before I went live, I was like, oh, I have a ton to do.
Happens.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, chaos. It's not me if it's not chaos. But anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. On Sundays, we go live 2 p.m. Central. Last week was a outlier.
Yeah.
That threw a lot of people for a loop. I apologize for that. We went live an hour early last week. We had plans. I took the family out for dinner. We celebrated one of my kids' birthdays.
Yep.
And yeah, it was good. Good time was had by all, and everything was good. So
The credit card was mad.
the credit card, yeah, But everything, at least it isn't the voices in your head. Oh, there's those too. They're there. You know, I'm not joking when I say I'm completely insane. So, you know, thankfully a lot of it is crafty related. So it just is what it is. But hello to everyone from all over the place. We got like Norway and
Auckland.
Arizona. Yes, I just saw Auckland, Texas, so many places. Highgate, Ontario. All the things, but it's organized chaos. That's what I call it. Yeah, I'm not that organized, honestly. Not that organized. I'd like to be more organized. Again, I'm not kidding. I would love to have an assistant. I need an assistant, but the unpaid intern, even though it's a voice in the corner, real person. He only helps during the lives,
Yep.
just to give a little bit of assistance and all the things. But he has a real job that pays him real money. He's an unpaid intern because I can't afford to pay him, other than in peanut M&Ms, which I had forgot to add to the Costco list.
That's okay. I've got these pretzels.
Yeah, you have those nasty peanut butter pretzel things that I think are disgusting, which is good. It saves me from pilfering his snacks. So we're good. Anyway, I don't think I have any housekeeping or anything that I need to like announce or anything like that. Everything's same old for the most part. Because again, I'm an organized mess. Yeah, I'll have videos coming this week just like I always do. And yeah. Everything I'm using today is all oldie. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. Everything I'm using today is all oldie but goodie favorites. One of which is the holy grail for me of oldie but goodie favorites. Literally. That is it's even hard to show this because I've got the packaging is like I've been using this set for years. It's already linked in the supplies. It's the Beautiful Flowers stamp set that I have used many times. I did link to my playlist using the set. There are over 3 dozen videos in that playlist using this stamp set because it's my favorite. My number one favorite. I have many favorites, but that's one of them. And I pulled it out again because I had an idea. So the other part of the housekeeping is I was very much inspired. I've always been inspired. And I want to get into it more. Showcasing other makers, things like that. But some of you might be familiar. Her name is Inga. I was on a design team with her years ago, a lifetime ago, in the previous life, basically. And she's a phenomenal card maker. the way she layers. And I've linked to her Instagram. If you don't already follow her, hop on, like, check out her cards. Just one of her latest one popped up in my feed just like yesterday, and I immediately, my brain started just going. And I was like, I need to make a card inspired by this. I need to do it. So I like dug through and I pulled out just a pile of supplies, and I've got things started. Like, we're just gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. So she is phenomenal, and I highly, highly recommend following her. And I think, oh, and I remembered to put, yeah, I put the little card giveaway thingamajigger.
Yep.
That's in the description box below. We always give away cards away. I caught up. I mailed out all the past live winners beginning of this week, I think it was. Is that when I left the house? Whenever I last left the house. I don't remember. I'm in here 7 days a week. But I did. I mailed out all the winners. So those should show up soon. One of them has to go all the way to the UK, but all the other cards go to the US, and those will show up hopefully in the next week or so. And oh, last little bit of housekeeping is the typical disclaimer. My links to like all my supplies, and this applies to not only my live streams, my regular videos, etc. My links are affiliate links. And all that means is that if you click on one of my links and end up ordering something, I get a little kickback from that. It does not cost you anything. There's no hidden fees, no additional anything. That's just how it works. And yeah, that adds up over the month and helps pay the bills. And like I said, someday maybe I'll get, to the point where I have enough of a following that I can pay the unpaid intern, and he won't be an unpaid intern anymore. But he seems to be pretty happy with the snacks.
Yep.
So, anywho, okay. Let's take a look at some of this chaos. Let me switch down here. There we go. Okay. So, I have like this mess. This is hopefully going to come together. Hopefully. And the funny thing is actually, and this is something I do sometimes, and I mentioned this in a video recently. I do this and then I forget about it. So we'll see. I'm going to do this now, and we'll see if by the time it goes to assemble, if I completely forgot that I did this. But when I have a layout that I like, and it's usually like kind of finished elements, everything else, and I lay it all out and I'm like, ooh, that's nice. And then you got to, take it all off and figure it out, whatever, is I just take my phone and I take a picture of it. But my problem is I do these things and then I forgot I took the picture. So we'll see. But now that I have my phone out now, I can also set it to do not disturb. Because it's not like anyone ever calls or texts, but they seem to when I go live. Always. That's when my phone magically starts going off. So I got, like I said, I got like random products. Very random. Belinda, it's linked. Inga's Instagram, put a direct link into it in the description box below the video. It's linked right below. I linked to my playlist, my Beautiful Flowers playlist, and it's right below that. Because I updated that, didn't I? Is there? I'm pretty sure it's there. Did I forget to update it? No, it's there. Inga's Instagram. It's there. So yeah, if for some reason people have not seen my playlist or this stamp set, if you're new, well, welcome to the chaos. This set was released many years ago. This came out 7 years ago now. It is still available. This was one of the very first like big floral stamps for me that came on the market, and I just fixated on it. Obviously, mine is stained, everything. This was part of a card kit, I think is what it was part of, way back when, a Simon's monthly card kits. Anyway, the stamp set is still available. There is a coordinating die set as of today. The die set right now, it's out of stock. It doesn't matter. I haven't even decided if I'm going to use the dies or if I can just fussy cut it. It's irrelevant. But the die set is still also available. It's whatever. And then, yeah, I've done an entire play. Like, I have used this set so much. The main stamp is stained. It is no longer clear. It's stained. Don't care. It's beautiful. I love it. So I got that. And then I pulled all sorts of other... We'll see what all I use. I've used this I've used this in lives. I'm pretty sure I've used this in lives as well. This is the CZ Design U set, and then the wafer die. That's gonna be like the moon. And then I have a little tag wafer die, and I've got like, I got all kinds of stuff that I pulled. We're just gonna see what happens because I am gonna channel Inga and like layer. Like it's like mixed media, sort of ephemera. She uses splatter too. Love it. Love it. Are we gonna splatter? Of course we are.
Yep.
Yup. That's what we do around here. And I got die cut. Let's just start die. Like, we can just chat. And if you guys have like questions or whatever, because I need to, this is what I meant to do ahead of time so that we're not doing like menial, boring things. But I got distracted. And it is what it is. And I need to do some die cutting. I need some cardstock. Yeah. I need some cardstock. And then, doop. Okay. I need some cardstock. I have this little tag die. This is a set also by CZ Designs. Where did I put it? It is the Nested Tags die set. Ooh, and I'll use that. And this is the second. Oh, that's just perfect. There's even the reinforcer. I can just use that. That was stuck in the little thinger. Perfect. Love it. So just a little tag wafer die too for layers. So we'll die cut a little tag from that, so we can have a little tag element. We're gonna have some the word, the outline. I'm gonna die cut from Vellum. This is just Simon's Vellum. Everyone needs splatter. Yes. It's not everyone's forte. I'm okay with that. You know, like, just like everything. You know, we've all got our different tastes, our different styles. Someone commented the other day on one of my videos and they were like, this certain style, I'm not gonna like call them out or anything because it was fine. But they were like, I don't understand. Like, everyone's like very obsessed with this certain style. And they're like, it just doesn't appeal to me. And I was like, that's totally fine. Totally fine. She wasn't rude about it either, because sometimes people are just jerks. She wasn't rude about it. And my response was, that is totally a-okay. It would be so boring. It would be so boring if we all liked the same thing. If we all wanted to make the same thing. If we all did the exact same, like, it would just, oh, it'd be so boring. So we like variety. And I like all sorts of variety. But this is old. This is the Leafy Sprig. This came out a couple years ago, something. I already had one die cut, but this one was like mushed up and I tore it and whatever. So we'll die cut one from white and then we'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. Because like I said, I got a pretty good idea of what I want to do, but we won't know until I start like actually making it. Who knows? Who knows, man? We're just gonna find out together. I'm a professional. I have no clue what I'm doing. Okay. We got an outline. I want to put this. This is basically how it is for me, honestly, when I'm creating without being live. It's just a hot mess. Okay, so we got that. We got our little tag and our little reinforcer. So that'll go there. That just works. Love. So we got those. And then we've got one layer so far of this big wafer die. Love. And that's dull pink cardstock. Yeah, we'll do the dull pink. I like the dull pink. So then we got to cut another layer of that. We've got our little leafy sprig. And this one is not completely trashed like that one. Let me just set that one aside. Love it. Let's die cut another one just in case. You never know. You never know. Who knows what the voices in my head are going to tell me to do next. So, you know, we'll just see. Okay. You did get the sale, Poppy Perfection. Oh, yes. Yeah. That Poppy Perfection set. Love it. It's beautiful. Could have used that. I could have used that one today too, but really, when anything compares to the beautiful flowers, I'm always going to choose. I love this set so much. So much. It's just so beautiful. You can't go wrong. Okay. And then let me pop this guy out of there because die cut sentiments need to be stacked together. That's just the rule. All right. We can all have different styles and different tastes, but die cut sentiments need to be stacked.
Yep.
Dimension is life, as the great Laura Basson always says. Ooh, see this one? The stem's just being a little tiny bit finicky, but that's where you just take scissors.
Splatter is dimension.
See, there we go. See, splatter is dimension and dimension is life. You're ridiculous, but it works. It works. We'll get to the splatter. Just one thing at a time. Okay. I think that's all I need for the die cutting is just these little elements. I think. Like I said, we're just gonna see what happens. I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. There we go. So we got some of our elements. And this is going to be for one of the companions. Oh yeah. There's a method to the madness. And for whatever reason, it's really satisfying to throw your wafer dies on your work surface to pop the cardstock out. It just is. So we do that, and then we'll have that. Yeah, let's just stack these together and be done with it, and then I can just set them aside. Got to unclog my glue because I never put the lid on it, so it is always clogged. That's just a given. You gotta sing. Yeah, no, Laura, no, not doing it. You can't make me. Laura does sing it. She sings all kinds of little random ditties, and they live in my head rent free. Like, yeah, literally. Anytime I think of like Dimension, I immediately can hear her voice in my head. Like, Dimension is life. I'm not gonna sing. No, I'm not gonna do it. I like when she does it. I think it's funny. So yeah, but I'm not gonna sing it. If you need that fix, just go to Laura's. She goes by the username Laura Fedora. You can go to her YouTube channel, watch her videos. Her videos are short and sweet too. Like she keeps them generally under like 10 minutes. She has a very, very distinctive, clean and simple style. Like I can recognize a Laura card from a mile away. And yeah, her videos are entertaining. They are definitely worth watching because especially if she starts going on about whatever antics her dog Hank is getting into, it's hilarious. I love it. Hank the Tank is pure entertainment value. Okay, so I stacked a couple. Just do it. No, you guys can't make me. You can't tell me what to do. No, and I'm just not gonna, man. I haven't used my singing voice since I was in elementary school. I actually used to be able to sing. I had the lead in the school play when I was like 10. And there was a lot of singing involved.
Do you remember what the play even was?
Yes, it was about mice. In fact, I might have it upstairs because I still have those old books of K to grade 12, and you keep all of it. I think the play is actually in there. And it's like, I know exactly where it is in the house. The play might still be there, but it was about country mice. But the play was, I'm not sure how many pages. And we had to audition for it too. We had to sing for the audition, and I sang, and I got the lead part. But yeah, I haven't sang since then. I don't sing, man. Well,
grade 6 was rough. Or whenever this was.
It was grade 5. That was back when you put on a production. We would build the set design and all that stuff, which for a small rural school, yeah, we went all out. I remember that. But yeah, I was the lead in the play. No, they don't do that kind of stuff anymore. They don't have kids memorize that kind of stuff. Anyway, well, that's a whole other conversation. I'm gonna put all my die cut pieces there. I stacked. Oh, and for those that might, I put the one layer. So I stacked 2 layers. I got distracted talking about how amazing I was when I was 10. I peaked. I peaked in elementary school, and now it's just been downhill since then. Anyway,
What Taylor Swift are you?
yeah, I am no Taylor Swift, not at all. I will not be giving her a run for her money. I stacked 2 layers together. And this is heavyweight cardstock. Simon says stamps like OG cardstock, so this doll pink is like 100-pound cardstock. So 2 layers together on the vellum outline, and then on the back I put the 3rd layer. And generally, I do this when die cut sentiment or whatever is a lot more delicate, finicky, like handwritten fonts, and where you got little areas to adhere, because vellum is finicky. It just is. It's the nature of, because it's transparent, obviously. Adhesive shows through it. It's not pretty. But so then sometimes and this one is irrelevant because this is a big, wide, font. It's easy to hide your adhesive behind and you can just stick it on. However, having that little layer on the back, it just pops the vellum up a little bit, just a smidge. If you could add more layers if you really wanted, or we could put some with one like this. I would have no problem putting little foam squares because it's nice and wide. But if it was like a fine, delicate sentiment and I really wanted to pop it up, I could put more layers behind it. I don't ever do that. One for me is enough. We're good. We're good, So that's why I do what I do. You guys are funny. Hank and Frank are here. Yeah, Frank is her cat, or her kid's cat. He's cute too. We just don't usually get stories about Frank. It's more Hank is just, he's a character. I get a kick out of it. Oh yes, and her rainbow order. She does that with like a little jazz spin. I get a kick out of it. Anyway. Okay, just scrolling through your guys. Okay. Yeah, and I'm ignoring the comments of you guys telling me to sing. We're not doing it. Just no. Stop it. Slap your hands. Okay. So our sentiment is adhered. Let's adhere this little reinforcer dude. Because otherwise I'm going to lose that. We all know. Boop. And then we'll just add a tiny bit of adhesive to the reinforcer. And we'll just stick that on there. Just like that. So he's good. He's good. And then for now, we'll set him aside. Same with our little leaf die cuts. We'll set all those aside. We'll come back to those. And then this also, I don't need that right now. Okay. And I don't need this anymore either. We'll put that there. And we'll stick that underneath the pile of whatever that I have going on. So for my flowers, I've got like schmutz all over this. Whatever. I took the individual flowers from this set because there's this big glorious stamp that will cover. Here we go. This is an A2, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of cardstock. Just to give you an idea, like this stamp is big. It will completely, cover an A2 card front. And like I said, I have a playlist. I have used this set in 5 ways from Sunday and then some. I've made Halloween cards with this. I'm pretty sure I did a Christmas card with it in my last year's Christmas card series. Yeah, I think I did. So I've done Halloween cards, Christmas cards, all occasions, all sorts of ways. So many things. And the ideas just don't stop. So anyway, the other thing I did was I pulled out some pattern paper. Shocker. I'm not going to hoard it as much. Whatever. These are still available. These came out last year, maybe? I think these came out last year. They're from Craft Consortium, they make beautiful papers. Beautiful. I was originally going to use this pack, and then when I was digging through trying to find something else, I found this pack, and I was like, oh, sorry, slave. So we'll look at both. I've linked to both, but I think I'm going to go with this one because there's more colors. But anyway, this is just the Over the Rainbow pack. I've used this before. I forget when, but I have used this because I'm missing like parts of a bunch of pieces. And it would be really funny, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I used it with this set. But I don't remember. I would have to search my own. I don't know. I've used it before. Anyway, these papers are gorgeous. Like, they're just... Like, look at it. I love the, like, texture. Oh, they're so pretty. They're just so pretty. Oh, I just kind of skipped over. So we got yellows and greens, like rainbows. Just a rainbow of gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I love Craft Consortium papers. Like those purples. Oh, gorgeous. So that's that one. That's the Over the Rainbow pack. And then this one is the Pigment Infusions pack. And it's more, you know, just, again, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful. Love it. Love it. Can't go wrong at all. Like, love, 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 love. So yeah. And then another option, if you don't have pattern paper, is you could totally just use some backgrounds, some ink smushed backgrounds. Anything would work, because that's originally what I was going to do. And then when I was digging through my stash looking for some other things, I came across like these packs of paper, and I was like, oh, don't even need to do the ink smushing. Can just use my papers. We're good. Did you see Tim's live yesterday covering the ideology paper? Yes, I was watching. It'll still be on his channel for those that might have missed it. Tim Holtz went live yesterday, and they brought back his paper collections like from before and did a final sort of like vault release. Those papers are gorgeous. Those papers are gorgeous. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go with this pack because I like that I can get like multiple colors. In fact, this one specifically, this one paper right there, we're gonna commit because it's just pretty, you know. It's just pretty. So we're gonna use that, and I'll just keep adding to my little pile over here because we'll come back to it. So I got that. And then I was just going to use stamping blocks, but actually I'll just use my Misty. Let's keep things a little simpler. Most of that paper already sold out. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. He did announce when they did that run, it is one and done. Like once everyone's sold out, like they won't be making anymore. Because specifically in his case with that, they actually produced all that like a year ago or something. Like it was a while ago, and then it just got released now. But yeah, those papers, if people are interested, grab them while you can, because yeah, they're not gonna last because people just know. So we're gonna just choose some spots. I like that. I like that. I like this bluey. Yeah. So we're just going to take our little boop, boop, boop. And then I need black ink. Where did I put it? I just need just basic black. Oh yeah. Normally I would space these a little bit farther apart if I was going to die cut them. But we're not going to even use the dies. I linked to them, but like I said when I was talking about it, the die set's out of stock right now. But for this, we can fussy cut. We'll survive. So I'm just going to ink this up with black ink. Love it. Love it. It's, I can't. The set is fabulous. This would also look really gorgeous, like gold heat embossed on paper like this. Now everyone will hoard the vault release. 100%. I know, and people were even saying that during the live in the chat that they were buying like multiple packs, like one to hoard and pet and one to use, that sort of a thing. Oh yeah, we all do it. We all do it. Like, especially with pattern paper, I've made that pretty clear. I like when I either have 2 packs to do literally that, or if Sometimes, like in a Simon card kit, you know, there'll be papers and it'll be ones I already have, or I'll go and order the pack and then I'll use the ones from the kit. And it's like, oh, you know, so you never run out. We're all completely insane. It just is what it is. I do encourage people to just use your stuff, though, honestly. There's nothing wrong, though, with collecting it either. If it brings you joy, whatevs, man. I collect all sorts of things. Like, ain't nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. Do I want... Just wondering if I want to stamp... Well, we can do that after. If I want to stamp a couple more to cut out for the inside of the card, we'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants here. We'll see once we get to that. But got those stamped. There we go. And then we just need to cut these out, which is going to be really simple. You know, old school. The things we had to do back in the medieval times of card making when we didn't have coordinating wafer dies available for everything. When we didn't have coordinating wafer dies at all. Like, yeah. So the thing with fussy cutting, it's going to depend on how you want to do it. I do actually have a video on my channel. I think the title of it is literally how to cut out stamped images. I think that, I forget what I titled it. It's something like that. It's old. It's like a 15-year-old video. It's very old. But yeah, it's still the same. And I'm using the same scissors that I used to use back then. In fact, it might be the same pair. I've had these scissors for literally over a decade. But yeah,
You ever have to sharpen them?
I've never sharpened these scissors. Which is surprising considering how much paper I cut with them. But the only time you need to worry about like sharpening or not necessarily sharpening your scissors is back in the day when I used to use ribbon a lot, which ribbon has been on my mind lately because I started using my ribbon again that I still have. I got rid of a lot of it. Regret. I do regret getting rid of my ribbon, but at the time I had to downsize significantly. And I had those that might remember because there's pictures on my old blog. I had a lot of ribbon, like a lot of ribbon. Anyway, when I used to use ribbon all the time, I had a specific pair of scissors just for ribbon, and it was actually one of these pairs, and I just tied a piece of ribbon to it, and those were the ones that were marked that were not allowed to touch paper. It's the same concept, and I know most of you totally know where I'm coming from. You know, your mom's sewing scissors, the scissors meant for fabric, the scissors that the police would get called if your mom caught you cutting construction paper with her good fabric shears. Those scissors, there was a good reason for that. Because the first thing that's going to dull a good pair of scissors is paper. That said, I've never had a problem with these on paper. But after a while, if you go to cut fabric, ribbon, whatever, you're just not going to get a clean cut. So anyway. Like, isn't that just that? Look how pretty that is. And that's just pattern paper and a stamp, you know? And then we cut it out and that's it. That's how simple that is. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and pinking shears. I have an old pair of pinking shears, like an old pair, a good pair. They're in, I know exactly where they are. Considering how much crap I lose all the time, I know they're in that drawer. I have a drawer of like so many random tools and scissors, you know, the things that you almost never use, but I'm never going to get rid of. And there's a pair of pinking shears in there that are ancient. Along with things like my crocodile that I'll use like once every 5 years, sort of a thing, because I'm just never going to get rid of them. So I keep it all in a drawer. It's like my junk drawer, but it's literally all crafting tools. And yeah, old pairs of scissors. So at least I know if for some reason I need to grab a pair of pinking shears, it's like I've got them. Hasn't happened yet. I haven't touched those things also in like 15 years, but they're sitting there. I got rid of a little bit. I love ribbon. Just about everything has a comeback. Oh yeah, everything's cyclical. You know, some of the, whatever was an old trend. It's the same thing with fashion, home decor, all that stuff. Like it all just circles back after a set amount of time. And while ribbon technically isn't like making a comeback per se, I have been making it a comeback because I like using it. And I still have some, just not near the variety I used to have, which again, I'm sad because like a lot of it you cannot get anymore. So I hope, I forget who I donated it all to. I hope they love it. I hope they had fun with it, you know? But I still have a decent stash of ribbon. Specifically that sheer polka dot ribbon. That stuff, that was one of the few I kept because I had full rolls of that. And yeah, I got like multiple lifetime supplies of sheer polka dot ribbon in all the colors that they had. So I'm just working my way around, cutting out my little flowers. Just like that. Just like that. Oh, I missed something. Okay. I have some old paper collections. KI Memories. Oh yeah, KI Memories. Oh, yeah, they had some good stuff. And Basic Gray. Basic Gray. They had the most fabulous collections. I am still sad that they shut down their papercraft department. I had pretty much all the Basic Gray collections. Every time Basic Gray came out with a new collection, I made it a point of getting like, because they had all the accessories and everything too. Oh, loved. Like they still, for those that's like actually sew, Basic Gray went into the fabric market, so they make fabric with their designs and stuff. And if I actually sewed, I would love to make quilts with Basic Gray fabric because it's absolutely gorgeous. But I don't sew, other than on cards, and even that is like a major hit and a miss. So yeah, I'm leaving the smallest border on this, and this is also why it's hard for me to like film this. I don't mind doing it live because I'm just mumbling to you guys while I do this, but I keep it pretty close to my face. Like I've got my elbows on my work surface, that gives me the stability. One hand to hold the paper, and then the other one's holding the scissors, and you see that I rotate the paper. I'm not rotating the scissors. That's also why this doesn't bother me for the most part. Like it doesn't make my hands hurt because I'm not moving around a whole lot. Now, when I have to fussy cut like tons and tons of images after a while, yes, my hands will start to hurt because these scissors are very small. But that's also how I hold them, and it just works. It just works. And because I don't like the Fiskars makes them, and there are that Tim Holtz pair with just the handles, the ones that are, I don't even know where those are. I put them somewhere else because I don't use them. The ones that don't have the finger grips, they just have the handles. I can't use those. My hands just, my brain kind of short circuits and I can't do it. So I just use these. These are the same scissors I've been using forever. And we're done. They're all trimmed out. Look, oh, those are so pretty. They're so pretty. I have Basic Gray quilt fabrics. Oh, jealous. They make beautiful fabrics. Like, I carried the Basic Gray in my fabric shop. Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, you guys, well, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys get it. It's so pretty. And then yeah, Tim Holtz has fabric as well, and he's coming out with, that's what happened this year, is each month it's a different color collection of fabric. And same thing, if I could quilt, we'd be poor. We'd be poor. I would have so much fabric like that. I don't have the time or the energy or anything, but I would own so much fabric. It would be so wonderful. Okay.
We could insulate our house with blankets.
If we could insulate our house with blankets, I would love to be able to quilt, but it's just not my it's not my forte. Where's my okay? I got a piece of cardstock here. I want to trim this down just a smidge. Right now it's A2 sized, and I want it smaller than A2 sized. I want it. Let's just take 1/4 of an inch off for now. Do I want to take more of that off? We'll see. Because I was gonna like do that. Because these are gonna be more kind of behind and like. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. Yeah, no, we'll keep it that size. Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. So then I also pulled out another oldie but goodie favorite. This is the GEO Leaves stencil because I thought that would be kind of cute. Yes. So we'll use that to create some texture on the background. And then I just need one of my grip mats. Doodly doo. Then okay, I'm like getting a little confused there. All right, so stick the cardstock to a grip mat. We'll take the stencil and we'll just stick that there. And then I've got some SEAFOAM, just something fairly light, sort of neutral, ink, and a blending brush, which no idea what color that might have used this on last time. It probably was SEAFOAM. And then we'll just quickly blend some of that onto the background. Just like so. So this will just give a little extra something, and then of course we're gonna add splatter. But we're not gonna do that till we add the other stuff to it. So we got that. Just like that. Add a bit more. Yeah. So got that. Love it. I love this stencil. It's so pretty. So pretty. Okay. So we got that. And then get that out of the way. It is a nice color. I like it. To me, really pale aquas are like a really good neutral. It just goes with everything. Always. I have scods and scods of very light aqua cardstock, like Simon Sea Glass cardstock, because it's a perfect neutral. It's the perfect neutral. Okay, so we got our little leaf die cuts. We got a little taggy do. Oh, and we also need another sentiment strip. And do I want to do that just maybe black and white? Oh, and I also had this. Was I going to use this? Like I said, I had like rough ideas. This is just kind of mixed media-ish, sort of, but also not heavily. This is and I've used this in a bunch of videos. This is the good reading background. Sometimes this is just so good for adding a little bit of like textury doohickeys. Because I was thinking of like going, mer, mer, mer. Yeah, why not? Why not? If it looks horrible, I can just do another background. It's not going to take that long. Yeah, let's just do it. Commit, Amy. Do it.
Let's do it.
So we'll ink it up with the black ink. And then I'll get really crazy. I'll take a wipe and kind of That off because I don't really want a whole lot. Just like that. And then I'm okay with that. I really am. It's just going to give it a little extra something. And then, yeah, I'm going to add a little bit of it. How do I want to do this? We'll go kind of like that. And then same thing. Actually, I'll just use my finger. I don't mind getting ink on my fingers. So we'll use that to add a little bit to this tag, which I can just boop. Works. It works. Got that. Got a bit of that. Our flowers, and then sentiment. And I already lost the stamp set. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I wanted to use you because this stamp set has like so many options. That's one of the reasons why I love it so much, because you can go, you are the best. You go, girl. Grateful for you. You rock. You shine. Love you. I just love you. Thinking about you. Sending a hug to you. I believe in you. I admire you. You know, you are a star. If we have like that, you are, let's do you are amazing. Let's do that one. So we use that.
You're pretty okay too.
You're pretty okay too. Uh-huh. Thanks, babe. Jeez. Yep. Mm-hmm. I give them away.
Yep.
The ones I make during my live, I give away. The giveaway is in the description box below. Okay, I just need to, and then I send cards to my Patreon supporters as well, and then personal use and all the things. So we got like our little flowers. I think.
Every once in a while you make one for me and I cherish it forever.
Yes, every once in a while I make a card for the unpaid intern. I make cards for my kids. That sort of a thing. But yeah. I think I'm just gonna grab a scrap. I just need a scrap of cardstock. Something will appeal to. Ooh, that color might be too dark. Let me see. I need for the little companion sentiment. I'm just gonna dig through. No, I don't like that. It's usually why I do this kind of stuff like way in advance. Or do I want to go completely off the rails? That would look kind of good. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's do green. Not normally something I would do, but let's just do it. Doodly doo. I need to start stamping on my cardstock paper palettes. Die cut this stuff out. So much easier than coloring. Yes, but the thing you can also do, and I've shown that in videos, and I possibly maybe even have done specifically with this set, is after like stamping coloring is to take. You could take markers, like alcohol markers, and color in areas or color in the whole thing, like just, you know, add some color. That can be really fun too. But yeah, if you don't like coloring, you can just stamp on some pattern paper. It works. It works. Okay, we're just going to stamp this onto this little piece of green cardstock. Let's stamp that with the black ink. Just like that. Perfection. Love it. Love it. And then I'm going to immediately wipe off this stamp and put it back in the packaging because otherwise I will lose it and that will not be a good thing. Okay, so we got that. Chris needs a microphone so we can hear him clearly. Just like he's an unpaid intern, I do not have the money or the logistics. Because for those that are not aware, I'm in my garage. So, there, yeah. The way things are jury-rigged in here to make it work, not cool, man.
Doesn't really suit to have me have a
Maybe someday
yeah.
the plan is we could set up some sort of microphone situation, but
It's difficult to build a crafting area
yeah.
along with a full studio around.
Yes.
Right?
So someday, but yeah,
Me, it's in the plans.
it is in the plans. It's just the microphone I'm using is very expensive, and the cords for it are also very short.
That's the biggest problem.
Oh yeah, I can get longer cords, but it's a whole. I would have to get. Oh, if people understood the amount when it comes to audio setups. We're talking just well into the 4 figures, if not into the 5 figures. It's a lot.
Yeah, and the problem is we don't trust wireless things.
Yeah, I have wireless mics. People have like, well, use a lav mic. I have them. I did lives with a very well-known brand, and it was awful. I had so many people literally freaking out over the sound, and I quit using them. That's why I'm not hooking him up to that lav mic. Still have it. It just, the sound, it doesn't work, which is annoying because other people use them with no problem. Their sound sounds fine. They don't work in here.
Everything
Who
works
knows?
better when there's a cord involved.
Technically.
I don't like wireless keyboards or mice either. So.
I know. I've got a wireless. My keyboard and mouse pad are wireless, and they mostly work, but sometimes they don't, and that's always so fun. Anyway, I die cut that with a sentiment label wafer die. I think you sound great for a garage. Yeah, because I have a very, very high-end microphone. Like, you guys can't really... There we go. I have a very good microphone setup, and it's hardwired into my computer. And the cord for it is the longest you can get, and it's short. It's... Because, again, when you're dealing with audio stuff, it's a whole technical nightmare. Rawr. But yeah, no, this microphone's very good, and it should be, because it was an investment. Okay, I'm gonna use my paper trimmer, cut off straight edges. I've talked about this before. I don't like trying to, eyeball this and trim with scissors because I can't cut a straight line to save my life most of the time, except when I'm trying to prove that, and then I can cut a straight, it's one of those dumb things. Anyway, okay, so we've got this so far, and we're also going to be tucking in, yeah, we got some plans. Just get the toy microphone. Yeah, we could totally get Chris a toy microphone. Let him
spinning wheels with like all the animals on them. It's like cow goes moo.
Yeah. We'll get him some little toys to keep him amused. He would totally play with a darn cow goes moo toy. What are those called? You spin them around and it's like the cow goes moo. I used to love those when I was little. Yeah. Yeah, you guys don't give him any ideas because then he'll just like, yeah. Man, I used to hate those toys when my kids were tiny. Those annoying noises. Especially when the batteries would start dying and then it was like, the cow goes, and it's like, and then it would just be stuck in the toy box, and there'd be this disembodied voice coming from somewhere going, I remember that happened to me once and I was like terrified, in the middle of the night, your poltergeist is going to, anyway. If someone has an old children's microphone set in Amy, do not give him any ideas. He would 100% use it too. Okay. So we got some little bits and bobs here. See, it's coming together. It's coming together. Yes. Oh, speaking of ribbon, one thing I do have, I have some gingham. I don't have a link for this. I've had this for a while, but I'm going to tie this. How do I want to do it? How do I want to do this? Do I just want to do that, or do I want to tie it in a bow? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm getting like distracted with microphones and tech specs. Anyway.
It's the second most thing you can probably talk about after card making.
We need more cowbell. That's what I thought it sounded like. Yeah, yeah. We do. We always need more cowbell. We can't go wrong with cowbell. Yeah, let's keep the ribbon simple. So just any ribbon's gonna work. You can do this with cord as well. But you just fold it in half. And then because the hole of this is small, we're gonna like really just get it as small as possible. I have a megaphone I could send your way. Please don't. Please don't.
I have one too, but it's called the Beatmaster 3000. It has like.
How about we just. Yeah, no, just no. No. Okay. There we go. Let's just do that. So I pulled it through. So you got that. And then you just take the loop, grab the other pieces, and then you can go droop like that. And then we've got, you know, little bits here for just to kind of finish off the top of the tag. Actually, I do have a request. Can you go get me the Tylenol and ibuprofen? I am starting to nurse a rank headache. Sure. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, so I'm going to cut these in an angle. Considering how much I use these scissors, they still cut really well, like ribbon. So, yeah, that'll give it a little, you know, a little something something like that. I like it. Okay. And then what we'll do is we will build up just a very thin amount. It's Allison, it is always the most annoying toys. You know, the ones that just, I swear, the people who invent some of those things deserve penalties of some sort. That they just, those things will last forever. Like, yeah, the batteries will last forever. You can't hide the darn toys. If you take the batteries out, the kids lose their minds. You know, it's just, it's always things like that. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay. So we're just going to pop these up with some thin foam squares. Thank you. My daughter had a stuffed Barney toy that talked. Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's like a Furby craze back in the day.
Furbies. Yeah. Furbies were that generation's like. No, they were that generation's gremlins. Oh. Really, Furbies were like of the devil.
They looked really, really like creepy when you like stripped all the foam and fur off of them. Oh. Nightmare-inducing.
They were nightmare-inducing. Evil little things. Anyway, gonna build up some dimension. There we go. And then we got that. Okay, this is working. And then we're gonna tuck in the little leafy bits. We'll just stick a bit of glue on that, just like that. And then I can go like that with it. Yes. I can do the same thing with this one. We'll add a bit of glue. And then we'll do like that. Just like that. Yes. Okay. So all of that. And then I just need to like tuck in some of these little foam squares here just to like even everything out. Just hide them all behind these. There we go. Yes, because I want to get all these in place before we add some splatter. So we got that. And then we got that. Yes. Yes. Okay. Splatter. Oh, okay. So we got that. And then that. And I need the splatter. That would help. Okay. 2 kinds of splatter, because that's how we roll around here. Gonna add some white splatter, then we'll add some black splatter. Dirt, dirt. Okay, so we'll add a bit of white gouache to my palette. And then I need my trusty little fan brush that I duct taped because I broke that on a live. That was fun. So, yeah. Some of the chaos that just happens, you know. So add a little bit of water to it. That just thins it out a bit. Gets it to a nice splatterable consistency. Just like so. And then we just commit. And even on the white cardstock, which obviously for you guys, it's not going to like show up much. You can kind of see it there, like on the white cardstock. That's the thing. You can see it in real life. So even like just for subtle, you want to go subtle. There's nothing wrong with subtle. We like subtle, Do I do subtle? Not very often. And I'm still going to add black splatter because that's what I like to do. So, clean off the brush. And then, get that wiped off. Get that there. And we'll add some black splatter. Okay. I started splattering my cards. I love it. I love it. I don't know, and I honestly don't even know. Well, I do know why. Because one, it's an enjoyable process. And two, the whole thing with splatter, and it's something I've kind of railed about, not specifically about like splatter, but this specifically in card making, it's been a thing. This just, and it is ridiculous, this desire for perfection. That was always a thing for so long. Layers had to be perfect. The colors had, like, your ribbon had to perfectly match your cardstock, had to perfectly match this, and like perfection. Everything had to be so clean and perfect. Man, try splatter. Seriously.
There's beauty in randomness.
Yes, there is beauty in randomness. And when I started dabbling, in watercolor a decade ago, I struggled because, again, it's hard to be perfect. And then the whole concept of like splatter, because it's like, but you can't, how do you control it? How do you control it? You don't. That's the beauty of it. So anyway, black gouache. This is Alta News, like carbon black. This stuff is very pigmented, very black, very black. It stains everything. I love it. I love it so much. And then you just commit. It's beautiful. And the beautiful thing too, and that's also why I legit love splatter so much, is like I got a couple smudges on this because I have ink on my fingers, all of that. Can you tell? Nope, because I splattered. It helps cover up the boo-boos. So if you mess up a bit, add some splatter, it'll be fine. And then at other times, if splatter's not your thing, add embellishments on it or a die cut, whatevs. Again, perfection's overrated. We don't need it. Just enjoy the process. There's my TED talk for the day. So anyway. Anyway, I love heat embossing and splatter. Yes, heat embossing is so fun. I will never not love heat embossing. Shockingly, I'm not doing it all day. Although I did mention, like, these flowers would look really pretty, like gold heat embossed on this paper. Oh, would look beautiful. But I just wasn't in a gold mood. Someone mentioned that the other day on one of my videos. They're like, "You haven't done gold splatter in a long time." I was like, it's true, but I haven't given up on it. It depends on my mood. So, yeah, there we go. So we just gotta let that dry. We gotta let that dry. And then on the inside of my card, which just making sure I don't have like, actually, you know what I'll do? Hand sanitizer. If you got schmutz on your hands, this is where hand sanitizer, it'll remove most of it. Yeah. Hand sanitizer does the trick, even though it stinks. I hate the smell of hand. And you will always find the paper cut.
Of course.
Yep. Didn't even know I had one, but now I know. The feeling of being alive. We're great. Everything's great. Oh. Your watercolor palette vid from the Tim Holtz watercolor to show how much of the shavings you use in each roll of the palette. Use however much you want. It's amazing how much you can pile into that thing. Yeah. I think you would have to check that video. Because I don't think, like, I didn't follow like a specific formula. I was just like, meh, doing whatever. But yeah, because once you add the water to it and and it melts down, you can pack quite a bit into one of those palettes. Okay, inside of the card. That's where I was getting. I got distracted by the paper cut. There we go. I think this'll. It's almost dry, so we should be good. So we got the inside of the card because you always gotta put something on the inside, or I do anyway. There we go. And then, yeah, paper cuts. It's a minor. It was obvious, like it was so minor I didn't even realize I had it. Like barely. Like the skin is like hard. I can't even see where it's at. I felt it when the hand sanitizer hit it. It was like, hey. Anyway, so you are me. So then the inside we'll put. I always like this one, the You Make the World a Kinder Place. I really like this. Is one of my favorite stamp sets. I have used this in many, like, yeah, you can tell, like, this is stained. I have used this so many times. It's one of my favorites. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're gonna stick that inside the Misty, and then we'll line this up like that. Yep. And then I'll stamp that with the same ink that I did the stenciling in, so the SEAFOAM ink. Keep everything same. I need to like clean off that stamp. It is filthy. And I'm actually gonna ink it up twice. I need to re-ink this ink pad again because I use this one a lot. There we go. Okay. So I got that stamped with that color. And then the cardboard cut is so much worse than the paper. Oh yeah. Cardboard cuts are awful. Awful. I try very hard to avoid those, especially when we're like dealing with all our recycling and stuff, because cardboard cuts suck. Gross. Okay. Cleaning off my stamp. There we go. Should be a little more sticky now. So we got that. And yes, I always finish the insides of my cards. Even if it's like every once in a while, for what, I'll keep it beyond simple and it's just a little like thin strip. like I did a video the other day, and that's all it was, just a little sentiment strip. That's it. And then other times, and in some of my older videos, I used to go even more all out. It's been a long time since I did that. I used to have like layers of pattern paper and dye, like so much stuff on the inside of my cards. It was kind of insane. It's fun though. It's just it's been a long time.
Considering that most don't even like do anything with them at all.
I always got to finish the inside of my cards.
Yeah.
It's just it became a habit back in the day when I first started card making. So this was like 20 years ago. This would have been 20 years ago. I've been card making for like 22 years, something like that. But back in the day, I used to work at a little it was basically like a Blockbuster, but it was a locally owned video rental store that also we like sold bulk candy and that kind of stuff. And the owner let me have a little box of cards on the counter and sell them while I was working and let me keep all the profit, which back then I sold my cards for like $2, like dirt cheap. But that was the thing I noticed because I was standing right there and people would flip through and like that and that used to fund my card making because I sold a lot of cards. But that was always people would grab the card and they immediately would open it up. And then they would give me a look. They're like, there's nothing there. Every time. So I started putting stuff on the insides. It started with just sentiments and then it just kind of evolved from that. But that is stuck in my head for 20 years is people that's the first thing they do when you look at a card is you open it. So yeah, I always finish the inside of my cards. That's what I've been doing. So anyway, lining up that. Yeah, just like that. And then this I'm going to ink up with the black ink, which I lost. There it is. Okay. Manila folder cuts. Oh yeah. Those are on the same, like on par with cardboard cuts.
Yes.
I'm sure I'm going to have a few of those because I have to start dealing with my taxes and I keep everything in manila folders and like going to grab one and then I cut myself and I curse out absolutely everything. It's one of the few times I'm actually like bilingual and trilingual. Because I don't speak any other languages, but I do know a few swear words in other languages.
That's generally the first thing you learn when you're learning a new language.
Well, yeah, you need to know how to swear in other languages. That's half the fun. Especially some languages can get really creative with their curses and whatnot. I love it.
Translation is always something so like witty.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like an insult to your mother's cousin of some sort. And it's like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It's so funny. Okay. So there's the inside. Do I want to add? No, I'm good with this. This is good. This is good because it takes up a big chunk of it, you know? So here we go. Where's my, okay. Reinforce the fold. And then, yes, we need some Big Mama foam tape, which I see if there's enough on this roll to do this. I might have to crack open a brand new roll. We shall see. But I'm going to put some Big Mama foam tape on the back of this to give it, again, a little bit of dimension. Not a ton. Not a ton. There we go. I know a swear word in sign language. I do too. Or I did. What was that one that I showed? I think, was it a-hole?
I don't know.
I forget. I was like, Chris, look. And what did I say? It was something really, and now I'll have to look it up again. I forget. It was funny. It was an entire phrase, actually, and it was really inappropriate.
Lots of times when I see people that use language swear, they usually just like wave the signal for F around.
True, but there's some really, I actually had a little infographic. I was going to show it to you, and it had like all of them. Like, they were good. They were good. But yeah. Because I used to know, I know some basic sign language. That was something I taught my kids before they could speak. Was I taught my children how to say please. Here, I have to go to this one. Please. Thank you. Thank you. And then one is mom and one is dad. But I taught all my kids manners to say please, and then they would point at whatever they wanted, and then to always say thank you. And then when they started talking, a lot of times when they would say the word, they would still say like thank you, and they would sign it at the same time. It was one of my like parenting wins anyway. So, but yeah, because manners is important and it should be taught. And if kids before they can speak can learn basic manners, I think anyone can. So that's my theory. Anyway, okay, back to the card making. My grandma was French, so I can swear in French. Oh, yep. Yep. It's always a good thing. Oh, I still got a little tiny bit of this. This Big Mama, it's just about done for. I got enough for like not even a full card panel. But yes, I have backups of this, of course, because this is my mainstay. I know the F word in sign language. Not that I would ever use it. I would use it all the time. I just use that one all the time. We talked about that in the last live, and
much more effective than just flipping the bird.
It is more effective than flipping the bird. But that is my biggest sign language all the time is Anyway. There we go. I learned how to swear in high school in Spanish. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true though, especially when you're like a teenager, because I don't encourage like people to teach their younger children to swear, but like teenagers, they're gonna do it anyway. But like, yeah, if they're doing high school Spanish or French or like learning a new language, that's the like first way probably to like get them to generate a real interest in it. It's like, hey, you want to know how to say XYZ in Spanish, Heck, if someone came up to me and told me that, I'd be like, yeah, teach me. I would be immediately fascinated. Like, teach me all the swear words, and then maybe I'll learn how to, ask where the bibliothèque is.
That's basically all I know how to say.
Yeah.
Every other language is which way to the library.
Yeah, which way to the library. Okay, so pop that onto the card base. And then we got that. And that. And then we're going to add some bling, of course. Of course. I did not forget the bling. We'll probably add like one little foam square. Or a couple just on this end that hangs over the tag. I have to roll that basic manners. Oh, I know. Manners to me, are very important. They've always have been. It doesn't kill anyone to be polite and to be kind. I talk about all like how much I love to swear and how insulting I can be, all those things, because I'm a hot mess. But to say please and thank you. Someone does something nice, I say thank you. And it's sad that like that is now not the norm and hasn't been for many years. But yeah, for me, being as much of a hot mess and as big of a jerk as I am most of the time, I still try to show kindness, especially to like service workers, fast food employees, cashiers, all that. Be nice to them. Like, everyone needs to do a cycle of working customer service jobs, really. That should just be a basic like life 101. You must do 6 months of customer service work. Because
Yes.
it would, I think, give people a lot more empathy and respect for those types of jobs. So, when I was growing up, the word butt was a swear word. Same. I had so many things were like inappropriate words and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like if you said the word like butt or other things, and it was just like, yep. Anyway, okay. And then for that one, I'll just trim down one foam square here. We'll just go like that. And then that'll give this a bit of dimension. And of course, we're going to add a little bit of bling. There we go. And then I can fit maybe like that little bit. Yep. Yep. That kind of sounds like my grandma. May she rest in peace. She was a saint. She was one of the ones, I've mentioned this in other videos, that when family was around and the language would start getting colorful, my grandma would just go deaf. It was like a switch. And she, like, literally, she would just, you could tell, like, I swear, she physically went deaf. And she would just sit there calm and cool and completely ignore everyone until the language, like, stopped. And of course, with certain family members, they would try to get her riled up. It never worked. Like, she had the patience of a saint, too. Oy. But yeah. Yeah, I would have fallen over dead if my grandma ever said a swear word. I can't picture her ever doing that. Anywho, where is my, okay, here's my bling. Let me zoom in a little bit. My kid's almost 40 now. Had to do 100 hours of public service in high school before they could graduate. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Like, not just customer facing, but like, yeah, public service, that sort of stuff. That would be, they need to bring that kind of stuff back, you know? Our kids have had, yeah, cleaning up garbage. All our kids have done things like that. Our schools have had little events like that where they go and do some public cleanup and different courses they've taken in high school. They had to do a certain amount of like volunteer hours, those sorts of things. I'm here for all of that. It is, I think it's very, very important.
It keeps one humble.
Yes, and it just, we live in a society, people. We need to take care of that society. Do I want to do these ones? Or no, I think I'll do the clear ones. I pulled out both. I linked to both. One is the Prism. One is the Opal. These are the Pawsitively Dazzling gems. I've used both in like a bunch of videos. The Opal are like that. Very opal-y. I don't know what else you call it. Like opal. And then the Prism ones. Oh dear. There we go. I was like, oh man, I really closed that one. And then the Prism ones are like clear with a bit of reflection. Yeah, so those are the Opal. Those are the Prism. And I think I'm just going to use the Prism for this. Am I? Or did I lie? Did I lie? I'm going to use the Opal. Whatever. I really like the Opal ones. I like them both. They're pretty. They're pretty. I'm a cashier. It nearly makes me cry when people are genuinely nice. You have to put up with it. Yeah. That right there. And it's true. And I don't leave my house much at all. But when I do, we are very nice to cashiers and service workers and everything else. And it makes me angry. Like, people freaking out on like customer service people. I understand. It's like everyone's keyed up, everyone's miserable, life is frustrating, all that stuff. But taking it out on like service workers is, there's no excuse.
There isn't.
It makes me so angry.
I get like when it's genuinely their fault for something.
Oh yeah, if the service worker is being a complete and total asshat, I can understand. But yeah, like it just makes me mad.
I've stood up for the McDonald's workers every once in a while.
Oh yeah, because our older kids have had to work in, and the stories.
Yep.
And it's always like my age and older people treating customer service workers like crap. Like, one of our kids worked for a while at McDonald's, and the crap she put up with was, you guys are just, we're all lucky I'm not in jail. Like, when my kid is like fully grown adult women throwing cups of coffee at her head in the drive-thru. The amount of crap, And it was always adults. It was adults acting this way. Adults our age and older acting this way, not teenagers. Because, everyone's like, oh, the kids, meh, all this stuff. It's like, no, no. It is adults acting like this. And it makes me so angry. So angry. Because there's no excuse for it.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
If you do want to have like a good set of stories, though, talking to people that have worked in customer service for decades is.
Oh yeah, because Chris has worked in customer service. I've worked in customer service, and I could tell stories. I used to work at a 7-Eleven. Oh, the stories I could tell. So much insane stuff. And that was, 20 years ago. It just makes me mad. It makes me mad. And exactly like Rebecca said, it costs nothing to be kind, and it's so valid. Exactly. It's not. We all have bad days and bad moments and everything else. Right now, I got a headache. I've been really stressed out, everything else. I could not imagine going to a fast food place and taking it out on an employee. Even if they messed up. That's all part of it too. It's like, oh, they messed up my order. Okay, then you calmly and kindly ask, to fix it. So anyway. Um Oh yeah, I will go after someone when I see it in public. And Chris has done that more because people just acting like crazies. Anywho, while I am adding the bling, because now I'm literally getting heated up and it's like, let's go after the people that are being rude. While I'm doing this, you want to pick a winner?
Sure.
So I'm just gonna adhere my little gems with some craft tacky glue. Gonna pick that up. Adding extra gems usually, keep it to 5-ish, but I tucked a few extras in. Why not? Why not? I'll stick one right there. Like that. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Generally, I kind of actually have to disagree with you. Kids up here, they're not the greatest.
They're not.
Because as parents of children, we are still trying to, curtail the entitlement, all of that. But yeah, dealing with other people's children, it blows my mind. That's a whole other rant I can get on. The lack of just parenting, and it doesn't apply to everyone. We've met some other parents that seem to be doing the right thing, bringing up their kids up right. But honestly, it's almost a surprise at times when we do come across that, because the amount of little entitled nightmares. One of my kids had a bunch of stuff stolen from them at school recently. That, and it was another, a fellow student who did it. We were never able to find exactly who did it. They never got their stuff back, and it just, it sucks, and it's really frustrating. Anyway.
A lot at that school, though.
Oh yeah, my kids have had stuff. Yeah. When I first moved here, my oldest, her shoes that I had lucked out and got her a really nice pair of shoes secondhand, because it was as a single mom with 4 kids, we were just restarting our lives, everything, and I lucked out and got her this pair that she wanted so bad. And I was able to get, I found them in her size secondhand, and they were so nice. She got to wear them for not even a full day because someone at the school stole them. And we never saw them again. And I had to go pick her up from school because she had to call me. And she's like, I don't have shoes to get home. And I was just like, so that was loads of fun. And I wasn't able to ever replace those for her either because they were limited edition and all, So yeah, some people suck. And then other people are wonderful. And it's always the good ones you want to pay more attention to. Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. That's the thing. So in amongst all of my rantings and ravings and things, we made a card. using one of my all-time favorite stamp sets, which for those that weren't tuned in the beginning, I did post my playlist in the description box below the video using the Beautiful Flowers stamp set, because I have used this set dozens and dozens of times. It is one of my all-time favorites. And then below that in the description box, I linked to Inga's Instagram, because Inga is a phenomenal card maker and her style totally inspired this today. I love how she layers things. It just highly recommend checking out her Instagram. So that is also linked in the description box below. And then yeah, we got pattern paper flowers and some stenciling and stamping and splatter and bling, like a lot going on, but not super difficult. And then of course the inside, I think that, you know, ties in with what we were talking about. So this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed ranting and raving with everyone. Let me switch over. There we go. Okay, who am I mailing this card to?
The winner today is Tanya from. Where's she from? Hold on, it's covered up. From Reading UK.
Oh, Tanya in the UK. Another card sent out to the UK.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I'll make no promises that I'm going to mail it like immediately. I might get it mailed out this week, but like no promise. Usually sometimes the live stream winners, those cards just pile up until I have a little stack of them. And then I mail it out like a month later. But we shall see. We shall see. And yeah, this was fun. I really like it. So I need to do more cards like this. I really like doing cards like this, like almost ephemera, like really. So if you're, you know, you can make your own ephemera by just stamping on pattern paper and trimming it out, you know? So yeah, I like this. This was fun. It was fun. Everything is good.
Everything is good.
And now I have an absolute disaster to clean up. And thanks to the unpaid intern who actually isn't just, you know, a voice in the corner that I talk to. There's other voices in my head that I talk to regularly. It's all good. They don't really live in the corner. They're just
the corner of your
maybe
mind.
the corner of my mind. Yes. Shh. It's all good. It's all good. Where's the let's we'll clean up a bit. I can hang around for a little bit if anyone has any questions or whatever, and we can chat for just a bit while I clean up my mess. Oh, that's what I forgot to use.
What did you forget?
My little butterflies. I was going to use them, and then I forgot they got underneath the pile. Do I still want to add them? Let's do it. Why not? Why not?
Back into the thick of things.
Yeah, back into the thick of things. Except I need... Oh, there it is. There it is. I need... Okay, where's the open one? I don't know where the open one is. Whatever. So we're not done. I lied. I was going to add some little butterflies with shimmery vellum. Let's go back. Let's go back to what we were doing. Because why not? We can add a few of these. So this is... He's gone, though. Chris is gone. He checked out. He fulfilled his unpaid intern duties. So it's just us, you guys. It's just us girls. You know, we're just gonna hang out for a bit. So he won't be able to link to anything because he's not here. But that's fine. These are linked in the description box below. So this is my favorite flickering butterflies. I've used this a bajillion times in videos. So many times. So we're gonna die cut. This vellum is Simon's, they call it Shimmer vellum. And I do have this linked. The wafer dies and this are already linked because I was planning on using them and I forgot about it. But yeah, this vellum. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that pretty? So we'll die cut some little butterflies from that vellum and then I'll add them to, we'll just add it. Why not? Why not? We can do what we want. It's my video. It's my video. It's my channel. I can do what I want. So we'll die cut those. Oh, sorry, Ethan. Well, any boys that are watching, you know, we've got all sorts. When it comes to card making, the majority is women, but it's always nice to have variety, you know? So, here we go. There we go. This is also satisfying.
Smacking things and other things are...
Yes, you're back.
Yes, I never really left.
You abandoned me. You abandoned your post. Anyway, you can't go wrong with little shimmery butterflies. We'll just tuck a couple in here and there, you know? Oh, yes. And now, after everything I said, and I've specifically said it with these butterflies, like about like adhesive showing through vellum, etc., it still holds true. However, with something like this, like, oh no, with something like this, and just like you just need a teeny little dab of glue. I put it right in the center there.
Dab will do ya.
Yep. So that's when I just don't care. And it's not as obvious with like shimmery vellum as it is with like flat vellum. But if it was if these butterfly die cuts were a bit larger, and even with this one, you could use a little gem. You could stick a little gem right there. You know, that would be fine. But I like never bother with this set to cover that little spot because it's so tiny that it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we'll stick just a couple of butterflies. We'll stick one right there. And then we'll stick one little dab of glue. We'll tuck a little butterfly in right there. There we go. Tuck one in there. So just a few. Nothing crazy. Let me tilt him a little bit. And then that's the other thing I can do is I can add a couple to the inside just to give it that little extra something, you know? So, so a little, again, just little tiny dabs of the glue. And then, yeah, see, I love this die set. It will never not be a favorite.
Can't go wrong with butterflies.
You can't. I love butterflies so much. In fact, I've got a couple tattooed on my back. The typical millennial girl tattoo. I'm as basic as you can get. I own it. I am a basic white
slur.
Yeah, I'm a basic white witch. Okay, I am aware of it. I am aware of it.
I look forward to being able to go back to like butterfly. What are they called?
The butterfly gardens.
Yeah,
yes.
But they have a special word for them.
I don't know. It's fun. It is fun. I think they just call it the butterfly garden, or it's the. Oh, maybe there is a. Yeah, I don't know. But see, isn't that pretty? Just the pièce de résistance finishing touch. Yeah, that it needed that. And then I always save the little bits if there's leftover butterflies. I'm putting that right back in the package. You know, I've got a few. There we go. In there from, specialty cardstocks. And I just cuz yeah, so often you can just like put a bird on it. You can stick a butterfly on it. So now we're officially done this card. Now it's official. It is complete. And that just gave it that little extra something. Something so small. So perfect. And then yeah, I love it. I love it. So yeah, for those that are potentially pollinator, no, our It's like it's a zoo, but it's not really. But let me get to there we go. In the city, and they call it the forestry farm.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got, some animals and things like that. But they built like a butterfly house a couple years ago. And then it's got the mesh and everything, so it's kind of indoor, outdoor, and everything else. And they've got all the little spots where they have all the butterflies, like to hatch and all that stuff. And then you can walk through it, and they'll land on you and all that stuff. It's so fun. I love it. We went last year. I think we went the year before too, didn't we? Or was it just last year?
It was last year, but we went to the one at the Calgary Zoo.
Oh yes, the one at the Calgary Zoo was also fabulous. And then someday we're hoping to go. There's one in BC on Vancouver Island. I've told you about that is also phenomenal. And there's just something about these butterflies all flying around and they'll just land on you, and it's like I love it. I love it. So yeah. And the last time we were at the one, I was wearing like a really bright turquoise cardigan or whatever, and apparently the butterflies loved it because they kept landing on me.
Yep.
It was fun. So oh, that's the name of it?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Lepidopterarium.
Yeah, something like that.
Interesting.
I just remember
Love
the
it.
forestry farm had a really fun word for it, and that was it.
Yeah, I guess there's like official names for things.
Yes.
Who knows? But anywho, now we are officially finished the card. There's one at Niagara Falls too. Ooh.
Well, there you go.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, considering
I might be in that area in a few months. We will see. But yeah, I love places like that. I love butterfly houses. They're such neat little creatures. We don't see a whole lot of them like in the wild around here. Dragonflies we get a lot of. And I have a thing for dragonflies. We do get some, but just right specific because we're in the suburbs and it just is what it is. But we get like dragonflies and then bumblebees.
So many.
Because of the plants I've planted and stuff, they attract bees, and we get like so many varieties of bees, and then like the big fat fuzzy bumblebees.
When the flowering
love it.
Is in bloom.
Yeah, when my tree that the rabbits are destroying during the winter, when it blooms, you literally walk and the whole tree is just buzzing because the bees just lose their minds over it, and it's just I love it. It's so fun, and like their little fat little butts hanging out of the blooms. It's best. It's the best thing ever. It's at the Botanical Gardens right past the falls. Make a note of that, please.
Okay.
Make a note of that. That's cool. That is cool. My 3-year-old is obsessed with the butterfly garden in Victoria. It's beautiful. And there's a name for it because there's that butterfly house is like a separate entity. But there's those gardens in that big quarry. Bouchard, the Bouchard Gardens. If anyone is going to travel to Vancouver Island, you absolutely 100% must go to the Bouchard Gardens. It is phenomenal. Like, it is an experience. It's beautiful there. I hope I get to go back. It has been many years. It's been like 15 years since I've been there. It's beautiful. Like an old quarry, and this woman like hung over the sides of it and planted, and like there's rose gardens, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyway, oh yeah, we get a lot of dragonflies here, and we get big ones.
Yep.
And I usually, depending like when it's getting close to the end of the season and they're starting to like die off, sadly. Yeah, when I'm out and about, dragonflies just like me. I like it. I have so many photos, and they just they'll land on me here, and I'll carry them around for a bit.
Or hang on the other side of the house.
Yeah, they like to hang on our soffits and stuff too to get like a rest. And you'll just go, and they'll be like great big huge dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Love it. You've been there? Yeah, it's beautiful. The Bouchard Gardens are amazing. Vancouver Island is beautiful. That area, beautiful. Someday. Hoping. We had originally planned on going there back in 2020.
Then something happened.
And then something happened. You know, we had all these plans that literally we were going to go on a big family vacation because it is a 24-hour drive from here. Canada is a big country. And then, yeah, the entire world shut down and we never got to go. Someday. Anyway, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Links are down below. I won't even really have to edit them. I might just have to like remove a couple things. I'll do the photos and, you know, the social medias and all that stuff like I always do. And I will have, like, of course, just my regular edited videos coming this week. That's the norm. And yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
I saw one of the most stunning sunsets on the ferry to Victoria Island. Oh yeah, the ferry is an experience.
It is. We saw orcas the one time we went.
I saw otters.
Really?
I didn't get to see orcas. I was so hoping, but I saw there was an otter. He was just like swimming along beside. I was like sitting in the window and I was just like, I want him. He's so cute. But yeah, the ferry from the mainland to Vancouver Island is that alone is just an experience.
Yep.
And they have people on the ferry that will like sit all the kids down and give them like educational speeches about, because like there's so much wildlife and nature and all that stuff. Like I legit look for it. Like I can't wait to go on the ferry ride again. It's amazing. And it's also just an experience because that ferry is enormous.
It is.
Like
when you drive into it. And
when you drive in that thing. And when we went, we ended up getting to be the very first.
Oh, so
like right at the door. Yeah, they made us park right at the doors, and it was like it's so many people. It's a cool experience. It really is. Highly recommend. Vancouver is and Vancouver City even, like the city is gorgeous.
So much culture there.
Yep. Yeah, because is it Stanley Park? Yeah, Stanley Park in Vancouver. That's another must-see area because they've got it's not a zoo. It's a kind of like a wildlife reserve because Vancouver, they don't keep any wildlife or marine life that can't be like their main objective is to rehabilitate and release back into the wild. And yeah, it's fascinating, and it's beautiful, and same like they've got little honors and so many cute. Oh, it's so cute, it's so fun, and it's beautiful. And yes, Vancouver Island, definitely a place people should visit because it is beautiful there. Anyway, Tea at the Empress Hotel. Oh yeah, so many beautiful things. Okay, so that's it from me for the moment. I will have more videos as always. I keep planning on doing more random live streams. No idea. It's all going to depend on the chaos. It's just going to depend on the chaos. But I will take the photos of this card and I will, post them to my social medias and all the things. And I will be, making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, we're good. So I will be talking to you guys later. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!